Our tech topic today is about Copilot in Word. Copilot is Microsoft's AI solution, and they include it with Microsoft 365 and a number of applications. We'll take a look at those. Our agenda today is going to cover what is Copilot in Word, Copilot in Microsoft 365, and 10 things it can do, maybe 11 or 12. We'll see how we look at it and try a few things out. And I've got a few surprises for you. As I mentioned, I discovered Word on the desktop does a lot of things with Copilot, but then when I went to the web version of Word, I discovered some new features that were not available in the desktop version. And I double checked with Microsoft and said, sure, yep, it's different on the web. It works a little bit differently. Word is more capable on your desktop as an application, but there's just one little feature that they added on to the web version of Word that makes it really, really great. What is Copilot in Word? It's based on ChatGPT. You may or may not know, but Microsoft has a big investment in OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT. So when you're using Copilot, you're essentially using the AI models that are being used by ChatGPT. They're all very similar, so you're getting all that power, all that capability that you have in ChatGPT. It's built into Word, so you don't have to leave Word to get to the AI tools. It actually shows up as a couple of menus. It shows up as options that you can use in the Word document whenever you're working in a Word document. So you don't have to switch between an AI app and Word, or it's integrated into it. So it makes it really easy to use if you do a fair amount of work in Word. It does connect to OneDrive. And so there are tools that give you the ability to access tools, ways to connect it to OneDrive that I'll show you. And it's included in your Microsoft 365 subscription. Copilot is not included in Word if you use the free version of Word on the web. You do have to have a Microsoft 365 subscription. I think they raised the price a little bit this past year when they started throwing in Copilot for all the users. Now, Copilot in Microsoft 365 has a lot of capabilities besides what's Word. So it's in 365. It's in Word, it's in Excel, it's in PowerPoint, it's in Outlook, which comes as a mail, calendar, and contacts app that you can use. It's available in OneNote. It's available in Designer. Designer is Microsoft's AI graphics tool that's available. And you can use Designer for free, but it's also available in 365. And you get what's called 60 AI credits. Okay, and I'm going to explain a little bit about what this thing called AI credits is. AI uses a lot of computing power, and you're using AI and Copilot by connecting to Microsoft's cloud. You're not using AI locally in Word on your computer. You're using it when you're connected to the cloud. And so if you don't have an internet connection, it's available when you're using Word or Excel or Microsoft 365, you aren't going to have the Copilot capabilities. But you get credits, and a credit is your usage of AI, how many times and what level of AI you use it for. And it keeps track of AI credit usage in your Microsoft 365. This is a screenshot of my AI usage so far this month. Now, I tend to use mostly ChatGPT, but you'll see in this diagram here, it shows that I have, out of 60 credits per month, I have 51 available still that are remaining. I've used 9 credits. You might use a credit when you ask Designer to do a picture for you. You might use a credit when you ask Word to create a document. You might use a credit or a partial credit of something. For what they tried to set it at was so that the average home casual user of Microsoft 365 would not run out of credits in a month. You can upgrade and get a Microsoft Copilot plan for $20 a month, that gives you unlimited credits. That would be the equivalent of saying going with ChatGPT. And that's available whether you're using it on the web or whether you're using it in Word or PowerPoint or Excel. But they're just going to be keeping track of how much usage you have to really avoid people excessively using it more than anything else. If you were using it in a work environment or a productivity environment and you were using it, 10, 15, 20 times a day, you might start to run into a limit on how many credits you use. But just keep that in mind, and you can find that out from your Microsoft subscription page when you log into your Microsoft 365 account. I just wanted to mention that so you understood it's not unlimited, but it's going to probably handle most people's everyday usage. Okay, what are some things you can do with Copilot in Word specifically? You can create a first draft. You can ask it to draft a document for you with a prompt. You can ask it to rewrite things. You can ask it to summarize things for you. You can generate lists and do formatting. You can get formatting help. You can get some grammar and tone adjustments, make this simpler, make it easier, do a grammar check for you. You can create templates or themes for documents. You can brainstorm ideas and say, give me 10 ideas for this or whatever. You can have it explain complex terms. So if you see something in a word and you're wondering what it means, you can just ask it, and prompt it to right away to explain it. You can compare different versions of a document, ask it to summarize and pull them together. And I'll show you this bonus feature I found on the web when we look at that. So those are just some of the things you can do with it. And I've got a series of prompts here I'm going to work with on my computer, and we'll take a look at these when we get into Word here. So I'm going to open up my Word application and just open up a blank document for you here and then share this window. And I'll show you what it looks like when I start to use it. So here is my Word document that I see in my Word application. And I have a couple of new features in here that never showed up in a blank document. These are some prompt hints. Okay, what do you want Copilot to draft? So I can do a Copilot prompt here. I've got one that's prepared. Let me pull it over here and paste it in. And I'll say, write a 300-word article about the benefits of using cloud storage for personal photos. And I'll hit the go, and it's going to create a draft, just like I would do with any type of other AI tool. I can create this prompt, and it gives me the ability to look it over. Okay, I can look it over, and if I say keep it, it will just paste it into my document right away. Now I have a document in here, and you'll see this tiny little cursor up here in the upper left-hand corner that will pop up when you have something and you're looking at text. That's on the left-hand navigation, and that'll show up. That actually is your Copilot prompt. What do you want it to draft? What do you want it to change? It'll say, I want to select everything, and I'm going to say, write this and make it simpler, okay? And we'll go and we'll hit the prompt key button. So it's going to rewrite it, and it's going to make it simpler for me automatically. I tried to simplify it a little bit, but it created a slightly different. So you can take anything you've written and modify it for different audiences. You'll see a little refresh tool here. If you don't like the version it gave you, you can ask it to regenerate. You can use this prompt key here. If you say, gee, I didn't like that, before you keep it, you can say, I'd like you to summarize this in some fashion or do it something different. So you can fine tune the app before you click on keep it. Once you click on keep it, that prompt window goes away, but you get your Copilot prompt button up here that gives you the ability to do things. We have that prompt that's built in. So it created a summary for us right at the top where my cursor was. And I'm going to keep this here. So now I'm going to select all of it, and I'm going to click my Copilot prompt here. And it gives me I can visualize it as a table. I can make it formal. I can make it shorter. So if I make it shorter, I click on Copilot to make it shorter, it's going to rewrite it. I didn't define how much shorter to make it, but it shows how to make things very short. You can see these paragraphs are really quick and short and easy to work with. And I can replace it or insert it below. Remember, we're working with a Word document. So if I wanted to insert it below, it'll add it into my Word document here, but it didn't delete the original version here. So I've got a new shorter version that I can use. I want to take this document here and I'm going to select everything that I have and I'm going to click on my Copilot prompt and I'm going to say, okay, give me bullet points. That's going to give me a draft of bullet points that I can use they aren't paragraph style. So here's the benefits of using cloud storage for personal photos. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to replace anything. So if I keep it now, here's my bullet points. So whenever you're within a document, you can always select your text with your mouse and then click on the Copilot prompt and it'll give you a prompt rewrite typically, but you can generate other types of things very easily. You can brainstorm. So if I want to brainstorm even while I'm in the Word document, if I go down anywhere and I click this prompt here, I can say brainstorm some other ideas I might have forgotten. And it'll come up with some other approaches here. Things like long-term preservation and collaboration. It's going to work within context, but here it also has tools like automatic backup, advanced search, editing tools. These are some additional benefits that you might not have thought about with cloud storage, that print and gift services, access, so you can use it to get different ideas on what you might want to do. Now I'm going to try and start a new document here. Whenever you open up a new document, you're going to get this Copilot. It might give you some different tools here. I have a fairly long, let's see if I can select it all, copy it. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to paste it here and see if that works. Okay, so that's got a long document. You can see it's like 40, 50 pages. It's got all this information. So now if I click on here and I go to my Copilot prompt, I can say insert a summary. Let's see if it'll do that for me, if it'll insert a summary wherever my cursor was. Part of it is remembering where your cursor is. So here's the summary: understanding programming for non-programmers, aims to educate and inform readers. Okay, I'll keep that. I'm going to go to a new blank document and we'll take a new document here because you didn't get a chance to see these prompts. Whenever you get and click on this draft with Copilot, if you have a blank document, it'll ask you, what do you want to create? So I'm going to say, write a lesson for how to take care of a rabbit for school students. Okay, school is starting up. We'll see what it can do for us. And it'll create a new rabbit. I'm going to make this a little bigger for us so we can see it. Zoom in a little better for us. There we go. So you can use it to draft in Word, and it'll create. It's creating a pretty long article. You'll always see the prompting, the text you've got in highlighted from Copilot until you click on keep it. So when you have text that you want to select and then you select keep it, now it's been pasted into your document and it is part of your document here that you can use and save for whatever you may want to utilize it for. So those are some of the things you can do with Word. We can take this paragraph and we can ask it to improve it or rephrase it. You'll see prompts coming up here in editing as well. But when you click on the Copilot button, it gives you ability to keep writing, and you can click on a chat with Copilot. When you click on chat with Copilot, it opens up the Copilot sidebar. Now you can message and interact with Copilot. So I can generate an image from here because now I have access to Designer. I can message Copilot and I can say, what do you mean by, proper diet? Okay. By proper diet. And we'll see if it will answer. I'm actually now chatting with Copilot in the sidebar, so I don't have to go to the website or open up a different app. I can do this. And it knows in the context of the document. So I'm going to read this because it's a little bit small. It says, in the context of the document, a proper diet for rabbits includes several key components. I didn't ask it specifically about this document or specifically about rabbits. My question to Copilot Chat was, what do you mean by proper diet here? It understands that I'm asking about a specific document. So it gives me answers here for it. I can get suggested prompts. Can you list unsafe foods for rabbits? How often should treats be given? And I can do more here. Now, if I want to say, let's say I'd like to have a rabbit picture inserted here. Can you create a picture of rabbits? In the chat sidebar here, I have the ability to generate pictures and insert them with Copilot in Word. What it will do is it's actually using Designer. It's connected to Designer automatically, and it will give me the ability, it'll give me 4 designs that I can pick from, and I can select one of them and to insert, and it will insert it into the Word document wherever I choose. Now, I didn't ask it for anything specific in terms of a specific type of rabbit or other types of things. But if I select this, usually there's a little insert here tool. So for some reason it's not floating up here. So I'm going to close this sidebar and I'm going to try opening up again here. Now in the home menu, in the ribbon, if you go all the way to the right, you'll see a Copilot button. That opens up your sidebar just as easily as if you were, using it in something else. And it keeps the context of what you're working on within the document. So if I want to click on this and I have the ability to report it or I have the ability to insert it, I believe there's usually a button to insert it, but let's see if I can just drag it over here and insert it. So I can drag it now. They've changed a little bit of the menu here on how I can insert it into the document. So I can drag it and put it into the document wherever I might want to, and it'll become part of the document itself. Formatting doesn't look too good here, so I'm not sure why it's not inserting it quickly. Now, one of the things that I did was I worked with Copilot on the web. So let me change my sharing here to get to my web browser here. And this should all work pretty well. It should work exactly as I hope to see it. So you're looking at my web browser now. When I use Word on the web, this is Edge. Edge is really convenient from a browser standpoint to work with Microsoft 365 because you can go over to this waffle icon on the upper left, click on it, and you can open up your Microsoft 365 applications. Edge will recognize if you're logged into your Microsoft account, and it'll take you to all of your Word documents that you might have worked with recently. Now, I'm going to open up a blank document. And again, I do have Microsoft 365, so I've got Copilot. Here's my Copilot menu. And I've got the ability to click on Copilot to get it in the sidebar, but I could say, what do you want Copilot to draft? I want it to write something about what is a good activity for tired people to do with AI. And I'm going to click on generate. And I just asked a activity. It might be a little bit more. So it's going to give me a little prompt here. It kind of interpreted my prompt about writing stories, getting started, the benefits of storytelling, other AI activities, art, music, learning, games, puzzles, etc., overcoming barriers. So on the web version of Word with your Microsoft 365 subscription, it works virtually the same. You'll see these same prompts. I'll keep it. And again, I have this Word draft with Copilot. You also have a keyboard shortcut, Control L. Whenever you type in Control L, it'll bring up your draft with Copilot menu for you as well. So you have those options. I'm going to create a new document here, new blank document. And one of the things that I noticed in my Copilot on the web here was in this prompt box, there's a little paper clip that I didn't see with Word on my desktop. This is one of the surprises that I found out by using it on the web. So of course I click on that paper clip because I want to see what happens. And what happens is it brings up your OneDrive files. So I'm going to go to my newsletter files here and my newsletter articles, and I'll pick an old one here. And I think I've got an old tech term of the week here, and we'll take something about Venmo. It's pretty old. This is from 2016, and I'm going to attach it. So it's put a link to my Venmo document here. I'm going to say, write an updated version from this, and I'm going to click generate. What it's going to do is it's going to reference the document that I asked it to link to. So I don't have to copy and paste. And I could actually put in multiple documents. So this is creating a new update to the article that's from 2016 because it's almost 10 years old and technology changes over time. And it's going to give me a quick update on this article without me having to go off and do all this research. Now, unfortunately, I've got to check this because you can't trust 100% of AI. You've got to go look at it and find things out. And I say, this is okay. I'm going to keep it. And now if I say, okay, I'm going to select, I go to the Copilot prompt here, and I hope it's going to open up the sidebar here for me. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay, it looks like it's a little bit. So I'm going to ask it, check this for accuracy, and we'll see what it comes up with. But again, I've got this paper clip function in my prompt that I don't have in the Word for desktop. So when you're using Word on the web, you can actually pull in multiple documents. So I found that I could actually, I'm going to say, okay, keep this. But when I click on this prompt, I can pull in another document. If I happen to do something about, other payment systems or other things like that, I can reference more than one document and ask it to pull things in. I can ask it to pull in slides and other information and do it from the web, which I discovered was kind of a neat little trick that wasn't available from the desktop. Just wanted to thank you for coming today and letting me show you what Copilot can do on the web for us and on the desktop with Word, so we have a better idea of how it works.